Good morning, students. So in this video we are going to understand the concept of creating query but with the help of design view. So for this I am taking you again to OpenOffice. So in the previous video you have already seen that we created these two tables, department and employee. In department table I have filled all these records. So you can see I have created these five departments: accounts, finance, manufacturing, purchase, sales. Similarly, I have this table employee where I have already filled in 10 records, right? And for these records, we can create a query. Now, what is the benefit of creating a query? Suppose I want to see the records of those employees whose department is manufacturing. So I can create a query and I can filter the selected records. Not only I can filter the selected records, but also I can save these queries. So let us understand how. So first step is click on query button. When you click on query button, you have to click on create query in design view. Now after selecting this option, you will select the table on which you want to form a query. Suppose I am making a query on employee table. Click on the add button. It will automatically add the employee table and click on close. Now what is the design view? You need to understand these all properties also, these all terms also. Now for example, if you want to view all the records of employee table, so one method is either you select all the fields. For example, employee ID field and table is employee. Similarly, I will choose here employee name. You can directly double click on the table also. Salary, department ID, department name. So you can see I have chosen all the fields. Now how will I see the output? You can see the output with the help of this option. Can you see this icon? This is run query and shortcut key is F5. So you can see all the records of the table is coming. Now suppose you do not want to see, suppose you do not want to see employee name. We want to see only employee ID, salary, department ID and department name. So you can always uncheck this visible property. So what will happen? See, only employee ID, salary, department ID and department names are visible. Although I have chosen employee name, but since the visible property is turned off, so that is why in the output I cannot see this record. One more thing, if I want to see only the employee ID and for example the department ID, that thing can also be done. And not only that, I can save this query. So I am giving the name to this query. For example, employee ID underscore department ID. Correct? And click on cross button. No, so you can see directly I can open this query and I can take the printout and I will have the complete record of how many departments are there in my company, right? Now let's create the second query. So again, I will choose my table employee. Now I want to see all the records. Suppose all the records of employee table where the employee, for example, the employee name, right, based on some condition where the employee name is, for example, Sonia. The name of the employee is Sonia. So first of all, let's run this query. So we'll click on this button. Can you see all the records of the employee table is shown? And one more thing you will notice here, employee name is shown two times. Why is it so? Because with employee dot star, it has fetched all the fields, and since I have selected again employee name, so this field is shown twice. So how can we rectify this problem? We can simply uncheck this visible property. So you can see all the fields are shown and employee name is not shown twice. Secondly, you cannot enter your criteria whenever you have chosen employee dot star. So if I write any criteria here, suppose I am writing here Ravi, so the moment I run it, it will show you an error, right? So that thing you cannot do it, because employee dot star means all the fields and you're writing criteria here. So you need to write it here. Suppose I want to see the record of that employee whose name begins with Ravi. So you can see only that record is shown where the employee name is Ravi. Again, we can save it, and this query I am giving the name, for example, Ravi record, right? So this is how you keep on creating the queries. Now I'm showing you the third method of creating the query, whereby we will see how this query will run, but based on, for example, the wildcard characters. Now, what are wildcard characters? Let me show you. First of all, I'll show you the output. Suppose I want to see the name of those employees whose name begins with R. So, in criteria field, you will write like R star. So what will happen? So just see. It will show all the records whose name of the employees are beginning with R. So star means all the fields. But if suppose I want to see the record where, you know, the name ends with L. So you can see here Ravi and Rahul. Both names are visible. But in Rahul name, it is ending with L. So let's see how will we do it. So I am writing here star L. Star means any character and it will end with L. So you can see, can you see only the Rahul record is shown, right? So this is how you can use wildcard characters. Similarly, if I want to see the name of those employees where A is coming in the center, right? So you will write like star A star, correct? See here, all the names wherever the A is falling in between, it is being shown here, right? Have you understood? So maybe in the starting, maybe in the, in middle, anywhere if it is shown here. Similarly, if you want to see only that record whose name begins with R, followed by, let's say, three characters. So let's see only which record will be shown. Only Ravi record. So let's see how. You can see only Ravi record is shown because only his name is beginning with R, followed by specifically three characters. So this is the use of wildcard character. I am saving this query with the name, for example, wildcard, right? Now let us understand the next query. Suppose I want to view only the employee name whose salary falls in a particular category. So let's see how will we give this criteria. So in the criteria, you can write here greater than 20. Suppose I am writing here 50,000. So I am giving random any figure and let's see which record is shown. So can you see? This is how you can use the range, right? Greater than. Similarly, you can also use less than, right? See, less than. Similarly, you can use the range also. We can write here between clause between 50,000, and we can write here and column. And for example, random I am writing here any amount. So let's see which record will be shown. So can you see between clause can also work here. Now the next thing, suppose I am saving it by the name, for example, range. So in this I have shown you how to make the use of range, right? Now you can also create a query in which you can do some calculations. For example, the company has decided to give a bonus to all the employees. So company wants to give, for example, 2000 rupees bonus to all the employees. So we can give here the field manually. You have to write salary plus 2000 and name of the table is employee, right? Now let's see the output. So can you see a new field has been added by the base. So it is giving this name, employee dot salary plus 2000, and it has added 2000 amount to this particular figure. Now I do not want this heading. I want, instead of this heading, bonus should come. So I will make the use of this alias. So here, if I am writing here bonus, now see the output. Can you see? Bonus is coming. Similarly, you can also make the use of sort. So can you see the data which is coming is not sorted. I want to sort it in ascending order, let's say. So you will see the data is now sorted properly. So this is the use of the all the fields. I hope you have understood what is the use of field area in the design view. What is the use of alias? What is the use of table? What is the use of sort? What is the use of visible property? And what is the use of criteria property? Right? In criteria, we mentioned the criteria. Now, I am showing you the last thing, which is function. First of all, I am saving this file, this, query with the name bonus. And I am showing you another query. Now, in this query, what I want the total sum of, I want to see how much salary in totality I am giving to my all the employees. So I will use this function, although it is not in your course, but I'm just explaining you. So can you see the total, this amount, much amount I am giving to all my employees. So I can give here the alias total salary paid. So can you see? So this is how we can make the use of functions, and there are many built-in functions. So you can practice average, count, maximum, minimum, and sum. Only this much. Don't practice rest of the function. Only these functions you can practice. And I'm giving the name to this, query, total salary, right? So I hope with this video you have clearly understood how to create the queries with the help of design view. Now in the next, video, I will explain you how to create the query using SQL view.